Has some X flares on the way. It says it's a quiet storm right now, but I think they're still dividing energy. Just because some C flares is popping up, that's at the baseline. You feel me? Baseline game time. You feel me? Because you always have to remember what I've been trying to tell you or what you already seen. Like, say you got the triangle, you got me in the middle. But yeah, you got the triangle, right? So you have, oh, yeah, I forgot about this. I guess this is part two. All right, so the video, the live before this, we was talking about the butterfly effect and how things you do in the present, well, actually, I didn't say that in that video, but the videos before that got deleted or just sound horrible, you feel me? In the present, you pretty much can change the past and the future pretty much what life is pretty much about. Um, Understanding your karma so you won't be back at your state is pretty much like a prison, but it's in a prism. But finding yourself is showing gratitude and showing where your heart space is actually at. But it's things you have to do so you don't repeat. Me, I feel like I broke the loop and broke out the loop. Well, as I was breaking loops and saying I'm breaking loops, I feel like I broke out the loop, literally. And that's why I'm talking about this shit now, to talk about it. So, I mean, I don't really care about what they got going on February 24th, but other than that, that's a whole nother topic. Um, but this though, okay? Nope. And the thing about this is, in the prism, think about gambling. Got 12 faces, right? 1 through 12 on each dice, okay? But when you're playing a certain type of game, you got your high, low. You, there's something called CeeLo. You feel me? 7-Eleven. All these different type of namings that's dealing with gambling, right? Okay. So with dice, dealing with a cube, okay? Because really this prism is tied to like a parallelogram, but when you're getting all these different configurations coming together, that's when you get different shapes. But really, it's just talking about energy coming together like a cell, okay? So when you're dealing with the 6, this is still dealing with the hex. And the Aegon is tying to the religion. So the hex dealing with the 6, and then there's also a shift going on with the carbon dealing with the 6. The 6 ether is actually the the physical activator, the start of it. The thing is, on a physical state is what I've been talking about. I'm not talking about you. I mean, really, yeah, you. If you haven't been tuning in, is that energy is hitting like people are saying. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is been hit. it actually low key even hit stronger. That's why I'm saying some shit low key. Time shift really, really flip shift. You feel me? Like it was to the point the bricks was hot, the UV was 12, and everything was just like, phew. Like I lost 50 pounds just sweating in that shit. You feel me? Drinking fruit and on YouTube, watching a certain select people who were great reminders. But anyways, what I came to really start this shit about was uh, the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl, right? The Super Bowl is tied to ball, okay? Ball as a deity and low key as an energy because low key dealing with the brain, it's dealing with the brain. You have your A and your B, your red and your blue, but reverse or from another perspective, from the other side type shit, versus like ball, right? BA. So dealing with the Super Bowl, I've been saying with this V2, it has to be the little shift that niggas was scared about and then also ready for. Cause you know it's duality with this shit, especially when you dealing with these entities in this realm. You gotta remember this realm, this dream. Feel me? You gotta remember yourself. I mean, if you was in look, say if you was sleeping, you was in another dream, and it got to a point where you stop having nightmares and you was having good dreams, like you can fly and all type of shit, right? So match that energy. You feel me? Like just cause you've been here and haven't been exposed to it or been seeing it and shit, just start believing you could do it just cause you seen it in your dream. You have to realize all memories come from realities. It might be some trees that's outside that you always sit beside, and it's a whole nother being that was, feel me? But you pick up off the energy if you just really the intuition don't really be nothing to listen. It's like it is, but at the same time it's a feeling also. But then it's something in between a feeling and a thought. And I guess it's just energy. You feel me? So you pick it up, like you pick it up. And then it's like pretty much your thought process. Like, the thing about it though, manipulation on the planet is partially, and they have some type of hold on it, especially with the moon. So if you realize what I've been saying, the moon is the backside of the sun. Okay, they was manipulating Mu Nu. It's five energies plus one. That's why I'm saying the six. But the six is denoting itself into the third trinity. So you have 3 years went past breaking the firmament. It was a gamma that really broke it, right? 3 years later, 2020, boom. So the ground ended up denoting itself in, you feel me? So now 3 years later, 2023, I tell y'all it's still 2023 till April. I mean, you don't have to believe me, but I'm pretty sure this is tied to some type of cycle either the lunar cycle that people been talking about, but I know it's tied to the sun at the same time. Because at the end of the day, the moon is the manipulation of the sun. And when it's the moon is the manipulation of the sun, whatever, because it's a manipulation of you. It's a manipulation of the planet. Because the shit, it's a motherfucking, it's a, this shit, goddamn, is too much. You feel me? But we gonna get there. It's not really too much at the end of the day. It all comes back to common sense. Common sense will get you a long fucking way. It's just, are you gonna go against it? Because most of your common sense is gonna tie to your, then it's gonna start linking with your intuition. Because your intuition like common sense. You feel me? Why? Because it deals with the truth. You feel me? It deals with the throat chakra and that energy. You feel me? So it's like, what I'm trying to say is, there is a triangle down now. And this might be the meaning of the reverse polarity. Because when it first happened, the ozone layer was up. So I guess it wasn't really too much of a disturbance. Entertainment purposes only. I guess it wasn't too much of a disturbance. So, but now it's going to be, if I was to compare it to something, it's going to be 5, the green to pink. And I'm going to say pink for, or magenta for third eye. When that shit hit, green, pink. You feel me? That's the frequency. That's what's gonna hit. Heart to the pineal. Because when it's tying to this Super Bowl, you gotta remember the Super Bowl still ties the ball. The foot, the ball, still ties down the ball. Alright, so, but the thing about a bowl is shaped like Pangea. And the pan is a arena. It's a pan-shaped arena. Okay? Or what you call this circle of firmament. It's a pan-shaped arena. So the arena, this whole arena has been having sacrifices daily to Zeus. Daily. Every day, every second. Coming in, leaving. But it's not always like that. I mean, that's the thing. Most of this shit happened because of what we taught ourselves to anyways. If you fail, don't you have to rise up again? I know it's higher beings that's coming down to this lower density, and they're operating just fine. It's just most of the time we can't see them in our vision because we're not operating in our ways. Niggas is operating like snakes. Once you think about it, like unconsciously not knowing, but at the same time, everyone had a certain voice even as a kid. And most of the time, you might feel about the same age anyways, just in a different body. So it's like, I mean, either an older body, and then you start thinking you're old and shit. But like, other than that, nigga, you're young. You feel me? You just gotta get your physical back to match your mental. Feel me? But anyways, we back in the pan, right? Pangea. So the pan ties to I wish they didn't delete that long ass video I made, bro. Literally. I screenshotted everything. I still think I could download it if they didn't delete it. But I'm like, how did y'all delete something like that? And it wasn't even like that great. It just had all the gems. Like, had the computer going and everything. But anyways, the pan, right, is tied to the arena. The arena ties to sacrifices made to the ox. The ox is tied to January. January is tied to the two faces, or anus. Anus is tied to anal, doorway, gateway, portal, pretty much at the end of the day, meaning portal. So this portal that's opening up, I call it, I was calling it the sea goat, but I'm gonna call it the ox, which ties right back down to ball, which makes sense. But then it also ties down to the Baphomet too, which ties back down to ball. So this is some shit that's going on. But the thing is, I know for sure, it's just I have to keep going with this shit. Like to remember, like to tell you. So it's like, cause I can't physically remember all the time. So it's like, ah, there's some shit that's gonna happen in the sixth. Niggas say the seventh. We haven't made it to the seventh, dealing on this physical timeline, even on their time. Maybe on the other side of the grid. You feel me? But that might actually be the West in reality. You feel me? Because a lot of stuff that's on the West is boom. But really, the map they got that has like Europe and all that shit on the East and part of Africa on the East side of the grid, because it's for a sunspot. It's to track the sunspots that go around the 360 by degrees. So the degrees that's given actually have different spots if you put it around the 360, like the coordinates for certain areas. Boom. So unless they changed it up, because it was a lot of gems getting noticed, and it really ties to sacred numbers. You feel me? Like your your 72s, your 77s, your 144s, your 222, your 48, 46. Really, all numbers are sacred because it's dealing with 1 through 9. But something about the 9, you feel me? But it's a lot to explain with that because that deals with the denoting energy. So this portal that's going to be opening, I think by the Super Bowl, that would be kind of like a 8-8 portal type shit. Because I've been telling y'all what the fuck it is. Ezekiel's will deals with January 27th, April 27th, July 27th, and October 27th. So pretty much, let's say May 8th, August 8th, November 8th, and what else? February 8th. So I think around that time the Super Bowl is. But usually the day afterwards is going to be a strange shift going on. And really it's been shifting to India. You feel me? That's why the war supposedly is going over there, because the pole shift is shifting to there on a physical state. That's why all the pipes getting changed there low key and have all the grass growing and all this extra shit. Plus, just to make this shit, yeah, because they're about to try to turn shit over to Islam pretty much. But, anyways, um, yeah, so April is the next one. But the thing is, on the timeline, it deals with a skip because January 27th is supposed to be the 9 of the 36912. You feel me? Your first 3 months, second 3 months, third 3 months, fourth 3 months. So on the timeline, the energy has been getting up to the 2000 or the V2, which is 2 megahertz. Okay? Voltage of 2 megahertz dealing with a G2 sun coming in for the Trinity. That we're in the Super Bowl event coming up. I don't even know who's going to the Super Bowl. I have not been watching football. I was going to do the little picks to make some money. I just never did it. Because one thing I did notice, it was always a storyline. Even with soccer. Like, if you could just peep the person who's playing and who's tied to the sun and who's really not. And then when they be playing, you see why they fucking won. But anyways, at the same time, it goes with a little storyline. So for some reason, I think it might be the Chiefs and the Eagles. You know, it kind of goes back to some old shit. But anyways, um, cause low key the Chief is part of the cherubim wheel. Well, the first thing I think it was one in the Bible with a dragon with 4 faces, cause I wrote it down in my little book. That's what first got me on that shit. But then I looked it up on Ezekiel's wheel. It had like 3 animals or the angel and then the being itself. So I guess I could tie that picture to it too. Because at the end of the day, we're in the rebirth cycle so it could settle and denote the 7. The rebirth denotes the 7. Okay? We're in the 6 though still. We're not in the 7. The only people who might be in the 7 is people on the right side of the universal line, which is also called the Greenwich line. Okay? I call it Mu and Nu because the Mu and Nu has to deal with above the grid and some type of device either in the seas or below. That's why I said it was made by like a Aquaman or Atlantean who created that jump, right? But the thing is, it was supposed to be kept away, but at the same time, it was made for, because he knew they was going to fuck with it. Just like niggas knew they was going to do this shit. That's just the way things was going, because the realm is like a big dream of collective consciousness. So when you change a realm, especially within you, right, to get through darkness, you have to break fear, because fear is a split type of thing. Just like I show you with the butterfly. Okay? So the butterfly is really a 33. The 3 in reverse is pretty much saying a reflection of itself on the other side. But when it comes together, it makes the butterfly. Where's my pen? Hold on, yo. It's a marker. So, other than that, though, ether, you have a split down the middle, right? So it's really not a reverse, it's a reflection of itself That's just like how your brain, to get to the right, you have to see the perspective. You have to get there from the perspective of itself. Okay, I said that better in the DNA video when I was breaking down how the DNA looks. You should check it out because I pretty much just drew it out freeform. Fucked up a couple of times, but then we got it right. Okay, so this is a reflection of itself. It's not opposites. Okay, so look, the thing about this though, it deals with the heart and the X gene. So when it comes together, what do you have? You have the heart on two sides and the X in the middle. So that, getting back to what I was saying, breaking the fear, you break fear in the other realm also, because mentally and physically is gonna tie to you spiritually. Right? That's like if you fall off on your physical type shit, your dreams get a little different. Kinda like back to normal, but the thing about it, if you did the works, your intuition is on key, because doing the works, you realize what was you and what wasn't, to be able to listen or hear, like clairvoyance or something like that. It's really not words to really explain it, but if it was words, I'd be trying to find it to explain it for y'all. Um, I didn't really, I didn't really like school. I mean, I like school, but I didn't really take school seriously. Um, so a lot of this shit is kind of like a surprise for me. Um, it's most likely a surprise for you too. But anyways, if you're listening and still tuning in, I'm about to get to the point. Okay, so the Super Bowl, right? Deals with ball. The Super Bowl deals with a great shift, because SARS actually means stars, but in medical it ties to some negative type shit. It's really the name of the whatever they got going on. If you take the hyphen out and the S, it's a prefix name, Sarco. So as the V2 is hitting, it becomes a eating flesh type thing, dealing with sarcoma cells and acidosis being built up in the lymphatic system. So it's a great, I'm seeing how the awakening is happening in different ways. Like say Yaki awakening, for example, he actually started digging in deep into fruit. You feel me? And me, I was on that shit. So when he started breaking it down and he started talking about acidosis, I was breaking down the shit that's going on with this pandemic shit. You feel me? Like, and then they be trying to delete my videos and say it's wrong and it's right. Like, that shit's horrible, bro. Like, it's to the point where I can sue and most likely win. Like, cause it's matching the same shit they just released right afterwards. Like, that's just some hateful ass shit, you feel me? Or just weird. Like, what do you guys got going on? It's either you don't want me to say the truth. Second, you're judging me. Third, this is an automated system and y'all some robots. Fourth, y'all getting paid and y'all trying to watch me and fuck with my phone, all types of shit in the most weirdest ways. Kind of like Neo in the Matrix. But the thing is, this is my room, and my conscience is awakened to all the bullshit because I done seen the whole timeline. So try if you want to. It's not really on me. I'm pretty sure y'all could do some crazy things, torture me, all type of shit, but I don't even think, I don't even think, y'all won't even be able to do that shit. Like, it's just not going to happen, bro. Like, if it was, this shit will probably most likely speed the fuck up. Anyways, like, this shit's going to happen either way or not. And I'm pretty sure y'all know this shit. Like, just even trying to block the clouds and all types of shit is on y'all. Like, I understand heat up the pole makes a more sustainable planet. But that magnetics field that you're planning is not going to be able to go back up. That's what you're not understanding. With the clouds and shit, that's not going to be able to build a new magnetics field unless y'all just lying on lasso. But I doubt it. Y'all don't even want to show all the shit. So, getting back to point, because supposedly we're in the golden ages since January 15th. So, what is 12? Yeah, that's 12 days after January 15th is January 27th when we line up with Sirius. So, the whole point of when we're lining up with Sirius was supposed to be January 15th. Low key, Sirius was nearby and it might have connected, it probably is, but with these gates, it's officially January 27th. And might be a new moon. I'm not sure. I didn't really do any type of research beforehand. It's just I was thinking about it. Boom. So look, the arena, right? What do your aura look like? Well, how do they say so? How do they say your aura look like? All right, so look. They always show it like a oval, a portal. Makes sense. So your aura, especially once you strengthen it up, because the body has to realize, as you realize, to become a realization. You feel me? So, but the aura, though, is always around you. But the thing is, its strength is up. Like when your hair rises, that's dealing with your aura, your light. Like when I hit the weed and record it on the camera, my body lights up every time I hit it or hit it. You feel me? Because it deals with your light, like your tetra. Like how someone was breaking down how they make new weed, dealing with the tetra cannabinoids or something like that. The tetra deals with your cells also. The tetracovalent bonds, those are A's and your B's to create C. The C creates the gamma and denotes the E, the electricity for the God gene, and so on and so on. The I, feel me? But the C represents the gamma to denote that, okay? Like what's about to go on right now. Because what I was trying to say before the video cut was, what did I say? Hold on. Okay, never mind. All right, so triangle down means sun UV. Okay? Triangle up means planet Chi. Chi energy rising up. Triangle down, denoting energy downwards. Okay? You is in the middle. You make this motherfucker go round and round. Okay? Not even knowing it, and even knowing it or coming to realization that this is you. Okay? This is how it's pretty much. We're at the end of this motherfucker timeline that I'm trying to explain. It's just the timeline is tied to them too. You feel me? Cause that's their timeline. We the beginning and the end, gods and goddesses. You feel me? We the beginning and the end, but really there's no. But that's just talking about timeline wise. You feel me? We're at the ending. Just like, oh shit, that was a crazy ass movie. You feel me? Then you wake up. Now you in the next reality type shit. You feel me? But like, look, bro, you is the X. You feel me? X. You control this bitch, not even knowing it. From above. Cause these is like antennas or your connectors, your hands and your feet. Okay? Low key. How do you think the hands got bronze or gold? You could sun gaze with your hands. Just flip your palms out and receive. That us. Same thing with your feet. You can put it in the sun and let it get some sun. Let it receive. Cause what, especially if you're eating right. Especially if you're eating right. Because it's gonna soak it up, duplicate it what it needs to do, send you the same signal or send you the codes that signals you need to get. Cause this your shit. I mean, some people just really NPCs and they might look like you, even skin color, but they ain't fucking you. Okay? It could be a nigga just like me. No. So look, alright, so back to what I was saying. The sun means triangle down on some Egyptian type shit. You hear me? The sun means triangle down on some Egyptian type shit. Triangle up means planet Kai on some Egyptian type shit. You has always been shown in the different states. Okay? The different states we were in. But the triangle means delta. Okay? So when you hear delta or you see a capital D and you don't know the meaning, especially dealing with genes or anything, medical meanings, science, math, it's all types of meanings to lettering. That's what it's all for. It's a code. It's actually the universal code, but they try to use it to like pretty much put it against you. It's really the universal code, because that's what the Moors or whatever who taught them what they needed to know, pretty much. Or I mean, not say it like that, but like the Moors, not the Moors, but pretty much when we fell, we taught them the alpha beta system. It wasn't all about standing up straight and how to read and write and get clean. When we taught them the alpha beta system, we taught them the universal code. Okay? The ABCs is also the code, the universal code. It ties back just like the 369 is. The ABCs is the same shit. It's dealing with different vibrations. Okay? That's why it's really It's really not 26 letters. I think that's how many letters they said it is. It's not 26. It's really 19. It's just it's about seven uh different versions of that letter. Or really it might be seven different letters that mix up together. Like it might be twos or it might be three letterings that match up to this letter. It might be the same symbol or something. But the thing is, it represents binaries and trinaries, okay? And the grand finale deals with us becoming a quad solar system because Sirius is tied to what we're connecting to, but at the same time, Sirius is a portal dealing with what January means. Doorway, archway, whoop-de-whoop. But it's a portal, though. You feel me? It's a portal, meaning it's a gateway. Sirius is. That star they said Sirius is. I've been having a weird feeling, but I think the Rho constellation, which ties back to the ox, that's the opening of the firmament. Well, at least it looks like it's an opening. It's supposed to be a cluster of stars, but the picture they get have a Sirius is really the Rho constellation. It's a fake ass picture because Sirius is a fucking portal. It's literally a gate, and it spins like a nebula, like a quantum. That's like the phi symbol or something. Like it says is one circle and then there's another circle around, like this or something. I don't know, but I can't really draw right now. Hold on, let me see. Uh, but anyways, it's like it's spinning, and that's really why like a lot of your stars twinkle, cause they're really like portals. Like that's how niggas get through shit. So it's like, and the same thing about the moon. Like if you read Dwarf Planets and shit like that, it's all talking about the same thing. It's talking about your masculines and your femininity. Just you have to remember it's all talk about energy. So when, especially when it's the entertain, enter, and tain. It's two different words. Enter and tain. You. So entertain you. Enter and tain you. But shit, and the thing is, the Super Bowl ties to another spell. So they do a lot of witchcraft around this time because there's a lot of energy hitting. Just like how you tap into your natural magic, which is when your consciousness really take over. But really, it's not consciousness, but soul take over. Consciousness taking over is on some robot shit. Soul taking over is on some, you will start to think you're a fucking bot, but you're not. Like, it's like, it's like you just gonna know what to do. It's just if you go with it and do it. Fuck how crazy you look when you do it if you think you're gonna end up looking crazy. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna think you're the coolest person alive. Promise you. And the people around you, just because they're not on your wave, just know they goddamn you're feeding the subconscious when you're dealing with reflections. It's just a lot of them come. Well, it's always different forms that come, but the ones you might see that's not of you was most likely you at some point. It deals with karma to realize within yourself. Okay? So you can move forward. Okay? Because as we go through this timeline, the energy is going to keep coming down. Right? And it's also deals when it comes down, it rises up. When it rises up, it comes down. Right? And we're part of this pole shift speeding up. So literally, we could speed this shit up and end it while we're so called in the six. The thing is, that might actually happen though. I know, but ironically, I never peeped April 8th, right? I mean, May 8th is like 8-8, the 8-8 portal, right? There's 4 of them. They get stronger and stronger though. But that's how it denotes the dimension on the planet, or the ether on the planet. It has to go 3, 6, 9, 12. We're dealing with the 12, but it settles when this happens. It's pretty much settling now, but when this happens and it denotes into February 8th around the Super Bowl, that's when there's going to be a change, because Delta means change. And I think math. X means change and movement. What is changing in movement? Your atoms. Really, this wasn't even supposed to be an atom. I was showing how epsilon, or like the shaft, you put one on top of the other, it connects, and then it keeps connecting. But really, it works on a tilt, on a split. That's how I ended up drawing that. This Gemini air symbol, you feel me? You have Libra, your 2 magnets. Aquarius is your charge. Gemini is your connection to above and below, because it's all reflections of energy, you feel me? I just put y'all on some sauce, but that's something you already knew, y'all. So look, so Super Bowl, February 8th, is like the 8-8 portal, but I be saying New Year's is until April. So if New Year's is until April, when the 3 starts, the 12 is really a 3 too, but it's a 3 for rebirth, because remember, it's the ether. The 12 is the ether, denoting the ether to settle, just like the sea is the baseline for the sun. That's what happens when it settles, when it goes around the 360, north, east, west, south, west. Okay? At a tilt, it's an X. In October, lines up with January. April lines up, July lines up with April. So when it's July, it's really April. When it's April, it's really like January. It's pretty much the same. Okay? So even though I was talking about January, it kind of ties back down to April still. Like, no cap. Like, it's really, it gets a little off because I be on some different calendar time. if it was a word for calendar time. But look, so the Super Bowl deals with a super charge. The V2 is like two neuromelanins attaching to your rainbow atom. Okay? Makes a tetracovalent bond because it's going to denote the C, the gamma denotes the D and denotes the E, the light. Okay? That's when the light begins at the E. For the G, it activates the I9, the iota. So look, um, and that's your 1 through 9, I believe. Then it goes into the second state, which we're already in. But the second state, which is the 6, is the carbon. Carbon dealing with the ether and the air and the oxygen levels. Because carbon emission is the sub-zero, or the shit they use to combat it, the V2 charge. They've been kind of combating it for a good minute in certain areas because they started clouding up. They mixed it up and changed the formula, but they started putting it in a cycle. So they make highs and lows on the east and west coast. But the thing is, it's still energy harnessing because the planet, okay, at the end of the day, they're trying to find certain shit that's already here. So I mean, like, er, we're not at the end of the timeline yet. Let's just say that. Unless, but some shit's going down for sure, for sure. Cause what y'all already realized, we're already in the golden age. But January 27th goes into February 8th, just like July 27th goes into August 8th. Dealing with the Super Bowl, this is going to be a shift on the whole entire grid. But around the Super Bowl, the pole speeds up even more. Why? Because it goes into a higher dimension. Okay? Ozone layer depleted physically is going on into a higher dimension, a higher density. Okay? But really the 4 is still tied to the 4th density because the sun is a G4 sun. But I'm not going to say V2 means second density. Maybe so, but I'm not going to say that from the way people explain the second density. No, not at all. But we are going into the timeline or where the energy was in. So if the time back in the day had the energy then, we're entering that timeline, which is the 2000s dealing with the AD. Because when you look at a diamond has the A, the B, the C, and what did I say? The gamma, which is the C, denotes itself into a higher energy. So then that's when you got this A, B, C comes down, hits the planet, or just like in your body, or outside of your body, because you have inputs and outputs to your body. So you have your A and your B, just like left and right of your brain, denote C, pineal, and then goes up into a higher state, which is your D. Okay? So that's the diamond, right? So that's what's going on when you have your rebirth. Okay? That's why, damn. That's why it speeds up during the Super Bowl. Because that's how I know this shit accurate. Because of the rebirth. Like, I'm hearing people say this shit and I'm breaking it down in energy code from tracking the sun. So like, and I don't have no type of equipment. So look, bro. Yeah. Y'all need to lose y'all jobs. Bitch ass niggas. At least like nah, we're not gonna do that. That's what the Moors did. But look, well, past family or even myself, I feel like that's what we did back in the day. Well, I was probably one of them that did that shit. Feel me? Just gotta keep it a buck. I haven't seen anything like that, but it would make a lot of sense. Actually, maybe nah, cause I feel like a Tahuti type thing. Like this is some pyramid science, and I be having a feeling that I used to stay by a pyramid and ground and shit, but I don't know. Seemed like it though. And from the dreams and the visions that I never had, and certain type of rocks I found, or crystal, lean rocks, stones. Some of them had magnetism to itself. It was like two different pieces, like a bow and arrow, and I think a sharpener for it. Like a lot of these rocks still got blood on them. A lot of quartz. And the thing is, they start to rise up. Some of them, you might put them on the ground, they get sunken in, but then they rise back up. Just like the blue bees, they pop back out when the UV hit. Just like a lot of these beings you're gonna see, that's just gonna be because your eye's gonna have to pick up on that shit physically. Like you could already pick up on it on your frequency because you can see it. Is what your eyes are tuning into. Like if you really sun gaze or doing it like all the time, like I was doing that shit all the time, but I really don't do that shit all the time. I barely get sun. The way I'll be working on shit. But like I barely get sun, bro. But when I be outside, I tap in. When I'm not grounded, I'm fucking up for nature because nature's be dependent on me to do that shit when when they're getting a little sick, you feel me? Because it bothers both of us because we're the same. Input, output, okay? Nature is just another name for myself. Science is another name for myself. Math is another name for myself. History is another name for myself. Like, energy is another name for myself. All this shit is just another name. Why divide something when it's just talking about self? Why do you think knowing thyself is the most powerful thing you could be doing right now? Because you are everything and everything is you in this matrix. Like, you gotta realize who the fuck you are, yo. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I realized, but I didn't realize because I had to learn what the hell was going on, all types of shit. But the thing is, whilst I'm trying to learn, people will say shit and I will already know or be beforehand already on that shit or saying that shit to myself or just didn't have it documented it or someone to talk to about it or me trying to like share shit. So I mean, really try to like help people in the pandemic, but I think people are realizing already a lot of my shit was getting stolen also by the people that's actually getting paid to shut the shit up, like doctors and shit. And I'm not just saying that shit off of hatred or anything, but it's really sad that people that was doing research for shots and all types of shit, or doing the studies for the vaccines and creating them, when I asked what the fuck our hemoglobin was with 500 doctors on the clubhouse, no one could fucking answer it. Like, they just beat around the bush. And I'm sitting there like, so what is a hemoglobin? Because what I realized is when you spike the protein, you're spiking the protein that the hemoglobin is trying to transport to your respiratory system. So spike proteins is also meat. Like, that's why if you're not working out and sweating it out, it starts to sit on you because it's dead energy. Especially if your bowel movement isn't open. A lot of that closes when you busting too many nuts. That's unnecessary. But other than food, because you can digest cheese, but when you bust too many nuts, pretty much it closes up and it starts to hold up shit. That's why you see different stomachs, booty do, and all types of shit, because it's starting to sit in your stomach. Your root and your stomach is connected, just like left and right in your brain, or your brain and your pineal. Your root and your sacral is connected, and it all deals with your solar, your heart, and your air. Okay? That's why your throat chakra is powerful, because it generates a flow through all your chakras. Your heart's the generator, your solar is the power. Now, your crown and your pineal are like the receivers, like the mind, like the stomach and the root is like the mind, and the pineal and the crown is like the conscious too. So the thing is, the physical activation of the six is happening. So when niggas was talking about 5D and higher, you can go higher, yes, because that's what happens when you unlock your chakras and start ascending. You keep going and going until you stop. But really, the thing is it seems like you stop when you, even if you did stop, it seems like you stop because what are you doing? You're spiking the proteins, okay? So that clogs memory. So the thing is, if you still in tune with self, then you realizing that you can get through whatever because you already knew this whole shit. It's just once you start tying back to the matrix, like with the foods and all types of shit, it's a drug. So you have to always remember what you learn within self to actually get through the shit all over again. To the point it won't even be able to affect your body because now you're matching the energy. So even if you're at that state, you can mentally still match the energy because your conscious is mentally is going to start fighting the shit off that's in your physical. When your mental becomes comfortable with what you put in the wrong shit with your physical, then you've been compromised. And it will pretty much make it seem like you forgot everything you learned. But at the end of the day, you got that voice telling you, I should do that. You didn't listen. Now you have karma. Karma only comes from not listening to your intuition. Listening to intuition is not listening to anxiety, neither. It's going to tie to your intuition, but within all that extra shit is not going to make it clairvoyant. It's going to make it a twin that's separated. Okay? So a lot of twins is separated right now in the brain. The twins is coming together to denote a higher state, which is the 7. Okay? But the thing is, January 27th to March 27th, you're going to have this rebirth, but it's going to be in a higher state that's past 2023, so it's going to make a Mandela effect, but it's a butterfly effect because of what happens when it denote energies. Then it's also a butterfly effect when you put propaganda and then set people up for the kill, for your sacrifices, witchcraft that you're doing around the arena that is not allowed on my shit. It's not allowed in my energy, not on my name, not on my soul, not on my family, not on this realm, not on the Kai, not on any realm. From the highers to the lowers, shit's not allowed to do this fucking bullshit, bro. Like, y'all really sacrificing niggas daily, and people don't even know it, and then get caught back up in this loop. Like, I'm only saying what I'm saying so you can sit back and watch. Have no fear. Because it's already revealed. The thing is, when you peep some shit and you know it's going to happen, your brain starts to correlate with the things you need to do because of out of fear. There's not really fear, it's you being aware. Okay? You fear what you're aware of. But why would you fear what you're aware of when you're aware? That's not love. It's not the energy of balance. Just like a sensei, you have to be balanced to tap in, right? Or to do certain things. Fear is not balance. If it was on a pH scale, it's the most acidic thing on the pH. Fear. You need to be at a 7. 7 represents balance. But the thing with 1 through 9, it's a 4, 5, 6 thing. Okay? So 4, 5, 6 represents balance. But when it's denoted into the third trine, going into the G3 state, being exposed to us because the ozone layer is depleting. The sun is already there. Whatever is there is already there doing what the fuck it does. The ozone layer is depleting and is breaking the illusion that's been manipulated from the sun on the back side of it. That's why a lot of shit you might say with people next to it, all types of shit, I feel like it's always been there. And not all of them are good. Okay? That shit's always been there. It's the whole crescents. Why the hell would it be shadows around a circle? And if it's not around a circle, then what is it going through? Is it going through a portal or a gate? And now you have crescents? Or is there something that's going around it, making a shadow? Why is it gold? Because the moon shows you the phase of the sun. Okay? That's why you're seeing the yellow sun like that. Or the sun or the moon looking like the sun, because it is the sun. It's but the device, the Mu device, or the Death Star device, is a manipulation of the sun, if that makes sense. It ties back to Nern and CERN. Okay? It's so above, so below, and the middle, and a higher, and it'll be lower. That was a fucking word. So, it's January 27th shit. Oh, now that we know what January 27th is, it's an opening of the portal to Sirius. That's why I've been saying January 15th, no. It's January 27th, which y'all really going, you already feeling it. And that's from your so-called C flares. The C represents gamma, pineal. What state was the planet in? A pineal state. The pole is shifting back to the gamma wave, 72, which is India. They're showing you through the war the names of these jets that they're making, like, niggas want to care about on the news. That's just for military people. Other people gonna be looking like, what the fuck is that? I mean, they're not gonna be looking at the name. They're gonna be looking at how it looks. The name is a code. Cause the thing is, why would you put it on the news when you know your ops can watch the same news that you putting this shit on? So if you don't allow certain shit on the news, but you allow that, then obviously your ass is speaking in code, like quarterbacks to the team, like calling different formations and all types of shit out. Like, fuck wrong with y'all niggas. Like, then you using our vibrations and using us to use our own vibrations against us and on the realm. And then it gotta be like niggas like me come through and clean this shit up. Like, just by consciously thinking that shit. Me and nature is one, bruh. It's the output of me. And my consciousness is aware to everything that's going on right now. You're not even real. Pretty much is real. But, nigga, none of you guys is over me. in this realm shit. So any of y'all trying to attack, you're attacking yourself. Like, the more and more you try, you have to realize that's why you're mad. It's always been why you're mad. You're stuck in the root. Need to rise back to the heart. Like, the shit you be doing to finesse people to get away with it, that's kind of you using your heart, but you using it for some root activity that deals with your roots. Your roots may not match my roots, but this planet has heart. You might have some type of heart for your goddamn species, and how my species most likely thought we could work together, but obviously not. Then there's gonna be some fuck niggas who still work with y'all and try to tap in too, just so they can work with you. All that shit is rap. Like, I guess it is war, and that's what you do in war, because, but if it was a person who could just stop a whole war like that, like a king, like how they expressed the king would, but the king was the one that always rode for the war too. So it's like, at the end of the day, all this shit that's been happening and people complaining about, you have to realize this is war on us. This is why I always say niggas took the jab in the future. And that's the only reason you're here right now, type shit. Maybe most of the people who took the jab this time didn't even take the jab, and they like low key up, but they been showing you in your realm, or you seeing how other people may have and will sleep still. No. Let me not say that. So I feel like niggas took the jab to even come to this state to even be here. That's what I'm saying. And I've been saying that. And this Mandela effect is really going to have people realizing that you already been here, because this memory that your DNA is going to pick up is going past 2023. Remember, I said the Hertz matches the year. Okay? If the Hertz is going past 2023, the memory is going to pick up on it. And you're going to start feeling like you've really been here before. And it's going to make even more sense to you. Just like with me saying right now, I already said, but it's making even more sense to me right now. Niggas took the jab. We're in our mind, pretty much. Just like how they said, metaverse. This is a metaverse dealing with a meta-human. Why would it be a metaverse when we're meta-humans? And why would the cycle be our DNA if it's not a dream type shit? But dreams are really not dreams, is like out-of-body experiences. But something about this one, it's like, boom. And then it's like we go back to other realms. It's like we're really escaping and shit. Why would you be trying to escape a loop or a box if you weren't already asleep or trapped somewhere? Why would this be a trap or feel like a trap if we weren't already trapped somewhere? What is the whole point of waking up? other than waking up the cells in the physical vessel you're in? What is the point of waking up and ascending? Ascending means to go up to the heavenly state. It seemed like on a physical, a heavenly state on the planet is dealing with 4,000 hertz and higher, which kills all germs. Wouldn't even allow it as a frequency. So that becomes the baseline and higher. But the thing you have to realize, you can do that also. It's just on the physical state is going to rise to the 33, which is dealing with the 8 and the 9 ethers. But the timeline is 3,600 years. It's really 693 years. But when it comes to a pole shift, is 3,600 hertz. I rest my case. Don't believe me. You didn't want to take your opportunity to look at me because of the way I look. You really could have just turned the phone away and just turn it up and just chill. Smoke some weed or something. I'm not here to harness your energy, even though that's kind of smart for people who do it, but it's also stupid as fuck. It's just something you don't do. It has to naturally occur, okay? Because at the end of the day, people is always watching. Just the algorithms ain't gonna make it look like it is. I'd already seen 40,000 on one view, on one video, but the algorithm didn't show that. Then I didn't have no subscribers. It took me to take a remix off of somebody else to get some more subscribers. Other than, well, that actually helped it go faster. Other than that, I think I made it to 119 solid, or around 144 solid. Maybe even less than that, to be honest. But yeah, I rest my case. I'm off this bitch. Been at work looking a little scruffy. Now I gotta clean up a little bit. Really don't give a fuck. Still sexy. Let's get it.